What's going on, everyone, and welcome to Movie Emporium's movie review of King Carro. This film is directed by Renata Pinheiro. Now, before we begin, if you like this channel, awesome, hit the subscribe button to join Movie Emporium, hit that notification bell at the top to find what's coming next. If you like any videos, awesome, hit that like button, as well as commenting below any videos you watch, including this one. So we continue our quest or our journey down the Nightstream Film Festival, and today we are going to talk about, of course, King Carro, which is a Brazilian horror film slash political type thriller in a lot of aspects. It's basically about a young boy who's born in a car. They didn't make it to the hospital in time. He grows up to become an individual who talks to cars, who has a connection to cars and stuff like that. His family is very poor. They've lost their business and so on and so forth. And one day, the car that not only his mother died in, but the one he was born in, starts talking to him, and he recreates, basically puts back together the car, makes it into this new cab company called King Carro, and it turns into this like weird horror film about his uncle named Z, who starts to put these cars together. They start to have like weird, interesting AI. They talk to people, and it turns into this very strange meta story about populism and the state of nature of the poor versus upper class, about classism. And it's just a really weird, strange movie where the cars become sentient and they're out to kill like the rich people and, bring up the poor class to a much better class. And it's, like I said, populism and classism and all that stuff. And so with that said, this is a movie that I was somewhat interested in just by the trailer alone. I found out, through the Night Film Festival about it, because I like movies like Christine. I like movies like T10. I like movies that have a very interesting meta commentary about, like I said, populism and communism and classism and stuff like that. It makes for a very interesting horror effect. A lot of times classism is a very prevalent thing in horror films. So on top of that, Christine's one of the best horror films or best horror books to have Stephen King ever wrote. And it's a very interesting thing, having sentient cars and stuff like that also makes for a very cool horror style. And I'll be fairly honest, as of this moment, this movie is truly one of the weirdest, most confusing movies I've ever seen. Maybe in the future it'll kind of gain a cult status in a lot of aspects. It'll kind of gain a much more appreciation. But it's a movie that takes this classism, takes this populism, takes this idea of rich versus poor, and doesn't really run with it at all. It has moments where the cars are like, we're going to go kill people and stuff like that. But the concept and idea and the concluding effect is never really fully realized. It's never fully injected, and it leaves the movie with a lot of weird kind of structural problems where one thing will happen, then another thing from what seems like a different movie will happen, then it'll go into another portion, and then blah blah blah. It keeps going and going, and you'll have like eco-friendly stuff, and then you'll have car killing stuff, and then you'll have weird uncle stuff, and it's a weirdly paced, really put together movie. And it's not one I was entirely on board with at all. I didn't feel at any point in this movie that the structure was always on point. I always felt like, the concepts and theories and structure and stuff like that was always misguided. And as pretty and beautiful and weird as this movie looks, it never fully comprehends what it's trying to do. And that is just a problem and a strength and a disstrength of the director itself, who's trying really hard to present their opinions and ideas into a story, but just not fully able to comprehend and collectively put it out there on the screen. So there are much better stories that deal with these types of scenarios, that even deal with cars and stuff like that, but this one just doesn't work for me at all. It's really strange. And I thought like the uncle is really a weird and out of place, and just he's like this weird bonkers character, and just he feels so out of place of the other characters. And there's a moment in this where they drink, I think, antifreeze or something like that. I don't know exactly what it is, but it really takes the movie into a really weird, really weird paradigm, which I was not expecting, like a shift of sorts. And in the end, when this movie concludes, it should be like an oh my god moment, because that's what it's aiming for. But it doesn't deliver. It hasn't delivered throughout the entire movie, so there's nothing delivered here. So you're just kind of completely thrown off and kind of bored by it by the end. And it's hard to do that for an hour and 36 minutes to just make you go, what? Huh? Okay, if that's what you're going for. But like I said before, the cinematography is gorgeous. The Brazilian landscape is amazing. I do understand and appreciate what he's going for, and I think in a different landscape and a different film, I think this director has a lot of potential. This just isn't it. It just isn't the best film I've ever seen. And it's not like the worst film I've ever seen, but it's just not a great film. So that'll do it. That'll be my take on this film, King Car. Thank you so much for watching. In the comments below, what is your favorite film, like horror film about populism or, classism and that type of thing, like rich versus poor, all that good stuff. Otherwise, if you like what you see on this channel, hit the subscribe button to join Movie Emporium. Hit that notification bell at the top to find out what's coming next. If you like any of these videos, awesome. Hit that like button. And as always, we'll see you guys on the next video. Peace out.